And good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Mike Javer, and I woke up this morning. It's definitely feeling a little bit muggier out here today as temperatures are in the 60s today. However, the humidity will continue to build in throughout the day, although I do believe most of us stay dry today. A shower or storm will be possible across central PA today. But temperatures today will be in the mid to upper 80s with some low 90s on valley floors likely today. So it will be a scorcher out there for sure with dew points in the 60s as shown on the dew point guess for this afternoon. Dew points in the 60s and even low 70s in some spots will make it feel not so comfortable as the last 2 days. However, as we head into Wednesday, a cold front is expected to move through, but a warm southerly flow will keep dew points in the upper 60s and 70s for most of us tomorrow before that cold front moves through. And you can kind of see where that cold front's actually situated, where you see those big gradients in those dew points there where we go from like 67 to 53, and that's how you kind of depict a front like this when you see two separate air masses, where you see a large temperature gradient or a wind shift. Just a little lesson for you all if you wanted to find a front on a map somewhere. So that's what we're looking at tomorrow. We're looking at high dew points and a lot of mugginess tomorrow. However, I wanted to bring up the precipitable water tomorrow as well, where you could basically think about it is in the atmosphere, how much moisture is in the atmosphere that can be squeezed out like a sponge. That's the way I look at precipitable water. And our moisture content tomorrow is actually going to be quite high. We're talking about 1.5 inches to about 2 inches of moisture. So more moisture gets squeezed out equal heavy downpours possible tomorrow. And I highlighted within my green circle here, I think eastern PA will be under the gun for these heavy downpours tomorrow. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure. And the Rufus model tomorrow at 7 p.m., or should I say the Rufus radar guess, highlights some of those heavy downpours, especially across northern PA, and these are expected to move southeastward with time. So we're going to be looking at some heavy downpours around the area tomorrow. So it's just something to keep an eye on. I think it's going to be very beneficial rain, whoever gets hit. I think tomorrow there's a good chance that most of us will get hit, hopefully, because we do need some rainfall. We've had a good 8, 9, 10 days of no rainfall around here. So we are in need of some rain. However, Tropical Storm Erin has formed yesterday out in the Atlantic and is currently a 45-mile-an-hour storm this morning. Not much change from yesterday, I should say. And Erin is expected to become a hurricane, and this is the forecast cone track here. Now, however, I do want to mention that this cone here does not mean this is the impact area. If this is a major hurricane here at 2 a.m. Sunday, what this means is that this storm can go anywhere from down here to the south, or it could come up here to the north. That's called the uncertainty track. So, again, as you go out in time, a forecast track for something becomes a little bit more uncertain with lower confidence. So that's why the cone actually expands with time as we look at its forecast map. However, I just wanted to bring up the GFS ensemble spaghetti plot just to kind of show what the models are thinking or what the members are thinking for which way Erin will actually move. And it continues to favor a track where it heads west and then it kind of heads up to the north and will not impact the eastern U.S. However, I do want to say there's plenty of time for things to change. Again, right now, the thinking is that this will not be an impactful storm to the east coast somewhere. However, so it's time, we got to keep an eye on it, of course. We have some time left before it even gets closer to the East Coast. So it'll probably be about, 3, 5, maybe even up to a week still before it even gets close to the East Coast. But it is expected to become a hurricane, possibly a major hurricane. So that's just something to keep an eye on. And I'll have a Tropics update either out today or tomorrow covering more of Erin. And that's all I have for you guys today. Have a great day. I'm meteorologist Mike Javer.